Recently, Netflix released a new trailer focused on the Iron Dragons. Here, we can see how this powerful dojo completely humiliates Cobra Kai and shows off its immense skill level. But who are the Iron Dragons, and what will happen to them in Part 2? That's what we'll talk about here. Today on Charlie Tells, I'll tell you everything about these characters and show you several leaks that reveal the role they'll play in the series. Ready? Let's go! Who are the Iron Dragons? According to official information, they're the most powerful dojo in the Sekai Taikai. They've already won the tournament in past years, and their members are top-notch. Like all dojos, they have 6 students, but the most important ones are 2 team captains, Axel Kovacevic and Zara Malik. Both are led by Sensei Wolf, a world-renowned martial artist. Recently, Netflix released a trailer where we can see the Iron Dragons in action. In the scene, we see Axel and Zara facing off against Tori, Kwon, and Yoon, meaning they're fighting at a disadvantage, 2 against 3, and yet the Cobra Kaiser completely humiliated. This makes it clear that the Iron Dragons are on another level. But what do we know about them? Zara Malik is portrayed by actress Raina Vallandigham. In real life, she's a young martial artist who has achieved. The series sought out a real martial artist to better portray the character's incredible abilities. From trailers and leaks, we know she'll have a natural rivalry with Tori. Both will fight multiple times throughout the tournament. Let's move on to Axel Kovacevic. He's played by actor Patrick Lewis. He's the captain of the Iron Dragons and stands out for his tall height. Trailers have already shown us that this character will be extremely powerful. Recently, we saw a scene where he delivers a huge blow to Robbie, nearly knocking out his teeth. Thanks to leaked photos, we know Robbie will have a face injury in Part 2. Axel causes this injury in that scene. Another important detail about Axel comes from leaks. I already showed you the scene where Axel is walking along a beach with Samantha. This video has sparked speculation, with many thinking that Axel will romantically approach Sam to distract Miguel, but we'll talk about that later. Now, let's discuss Sensei Wolf. He's portrayed by actor Louis Tan, famous for starring in the recent Mortal Kombat movie and for playing Shadow Star in the Deadpool films. The trailers introduce him as a ruthless, aggressive sensei. In one scene, we see him humiliatingly beating Axel, and in the latest preview, he's seen staring defiantly at Johnny Lawrence. An inevitable fight between them is foreshadowed. But what role will the Iron Dragons play in Cobra Kai Part 2? From here on, I want to talk about several leaks that supposedly reveal everything that will happen with the Iron Dragons. If these leaks are true, they'd be major spoilers for Part 2. Consider yourself warned. According to the leaks, the Iron Dragons are actually controlled by Terry Silver. Remember that the villain ended up in prison in the last season, but now he'll reappear in the Sekai Taikai as the owner of the Iron Dragon. This matches several leaked photos from the set. It was confirmed long ago that Silver will be in Part 2, though we didn't know how. The leaks say that Silver made a deal with Sensei Wolf for his dojo to destroy Miyagi-Do, leaving a clear path for Cobra Kai. This would be part of an evil plan for Silver to reclaim Cobra Kai at the end of the series, pushing Chris out of the picture. Supposedly, Zara Malik and Sensei Wolf are the only ones aware of this plan and willingly accept it. On the other hand, Axel would know nothing and would only be manipulated by his sensei. This somewhat matches the trailers that have already been released. In them, we see Wolf humiliatingly beating Axel, showing he has control over him. Axel will be crucial to Silver's master plan, as he'll receive orders from Sensei Wolf to hurt the Miyagi-Do students illegally. Supposedly, this will happen. In the trailer scene where we see Robbie being hit by Axel, we can see that the blow is brutal. The leaks say Axel will injure Robbie with illegal strikes to take him out of the tournament. This idea has already been seen in the saga. In the first Karate Kid movie, just before the final against Johnny Lawrence, Kreese ordered one of his students to injure Daniel so Johnny would have an advantage in the final. The series will supposedly repeat this idea with Axel injuring Robbie, eliminating him as Miyagi-Do's captain, leaving Miguel to lead. Another part of Silver's plan is to break Miguel and Samantha's morale. A while back, I showed you this leaked video where we see Axel walking with Sam on a beach in Barcelona. Many think Axel will approach Sam romantically to distract her and break Miguel's morale. This fits perfectly with Silver's twisted mentality. The leaks say the Iron Dragons will be superior at every moment, showing that they could easily win the tournament. But everything will end when they allow themselves to lose in the semi. They'll supposedly end up in 3rd place, but leave Miyagi-Do injured and weakened, so they lose to Cobra Kai in the grand final, and that would be the end of the leaks. I can't confirm they're real, so it's up to you to decide. Personally, I think some things make sense, like Silver being the owner of the Iron Dragons. We've known for a while that he'll be in the Sekai Taikai, but he couldn't appear with Cobra Kai since he ended up in a big conflict with Kreese. So Silver needs a dojo to reappear. and the Iron Dragons would be perfect for that. It makes total sense. As for them letting Cobra Kai win, I doubt it a bit. It seems rather anticlimactic that we'd be introduced to the Iron Dragons as great rivals, only for them to simply step aside. That would be pretty disappointing. I think one way or another, our protagonists will have to overcome them at some point, because they're the protagonists. And if they can't beat the Iron Dragons, at the very least they should tie with them somehow. It would be a bit strange if the Iron Dragons end up as the strongest in the series, as it would make Cobra Kai seem like a childish enemy. It's vital that Cobra Kai is the final villain of the series, superior to the Iron Dragons and everyone else. Personally, I think the Iron Dragons will be the total enemies of Part 2. Remember that Season 6 was split into 3 parts. Part 2 will only show the beginning of the Sekai Taikai, and for obvious reasons, the grand finale will be reserved for. With this in mind, it's logical to think the series won't show the final battle between Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do in Part 2. They are saving that. I believe Part 2 will set up the Iron Dragons as the main rivals, superior to both Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai. But something will happen mid-tournament. Our protagonists and villains will receive special training in Barcelona to enhance their skills. There are already many photos and videos of the Miyagi-Do students training in Spain. With this new training, they could face off against the Iron Dragons. Returning to the Netflix trailer, I want to mention that it might be a bit misleading. The video makes us think that the Cobra Kais were defeated in 10 seconds. But in reality, if we analyze the beginning of the trailer, we notice that Kwana's hair is a bit messy. Tori is also sweaty, and she's breathing heavily. I think before this scene, the Cobra Kais already fought someone. Perhaps they faced the 4 Iron Dragons we see here, and only afterward do they fight Axel and Zara. In other words, the Cobra Kais were already tired. I say this to clarify that yes, the Iron Dragons are superior, but they're not so invincible that they could defeat Cobra Kai in 10 seconds. They're strong, but not unbeatable. With that in mind, I think they could be defeated by the end of Part 2. As I said, for me, the idea of the Iron Dragons letting themselves lose feels very anticlimactic. They have to be beaten somehow. The whole point of showing a powerful rival is for them to be a major obstacle for the protagonist to overcome. That's all for today. If you liked the video, you'd really help me out by leaving a like. That would be legendary. Also, remember to subscribe XMax to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching XMax. See you in the next video.